Have you ever thought about why you feel a little unhappy, sad, weak, tired, not in the mood to do anything, or on the contrary, happy and joyful? When something's not going well in your life, or when everything's going very well, it's a sign from God that is sending you a message. God wants each and every one of His servants to know this message, but people who avoid learning it are doomed to destruction because they are living the world created by God, a seed of God. Once you know the message that God is sending to us in this life in a way, the soul within you will find a sadness, and the sadness will be the point of excellence that will mark your existences. Because God doesn't want any of us created servants to live a difficult life in this world. He doesn't want anyone to just come into this world, grow old, and then close their eyes eternally. If a person lives this life without enjoying it, the gates of paradise may not open for them. To know the truth, God is not telling us, do this job or don't do this job today. Or bad things may happen in your life today. So God is not giving anyone a different message every day. Don't waste your valuable time on people who say that. Because people who waste their time are not loved by God. But for the people who made their time the right, precious and valuable information, He gives the gifts of joy, abundance, spiritual upliftment in this life. But don't despair. What happens by the end of the video will leave a historical mark on your life today. So put aside everything you have seen and heard so far, and just discover the miracles. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. If a person asks themselves this question and no answer comes to mind, it's a sign that their life is in a very bad state even if they doesn't realize it. Why do you exist in this world? Why did God create you? Why you are alive? What's your purpose in this life? Some people never ask themselves this question throughout their lives, or they don't want to think about it. There's such a working principle of life. It's impossible to reach your desired destination with a boat without a sail. This path will either lead you to ruin or to the vital positions you don't want. If you look at many people on the surface of Earth, 90% of them are uncomfortable with their position in life. And accordingly, it's not surprising to hear these words from them. Life's not worth living. They have come to this world only to live a bad life. God has said, we have created man in the most beautiful form. That's to say, man was created for a purpose, not just to live a life of hardship and unhappiness. Every human being has a mission, a meaning, and people often look outside themselves for the cause of unrest and discomfort in their lives. However, God says in the Holy Quran, whoever turns away from my remembrance will have a narrow livelihood. This shows that not turning to God, not listening to His guidance is the main source of troubles and unrest in one's life. And now you can understand what kind of things can happen to you if you continue your life crisis from now on. But don't forget the purpose of your being here. Maybe until now you are not aware of the powers, that hidden potentials that lies within each of us, given to each of us by God. But you are very lucky that I'm going to open the doors of this magical power that you have never heard of until today. Now you will be able to attract what you want into your life, and you will understand the meaning of life. To understand this, let's go back a little bit into the history of our creation. Unlike animals, God has given us consciousness, but not to them. Also, one thing that makes us different from them is our consciousness. But when it comes to who uses this magical power of this consciousness, nobody. This shows the greatness of the consciousness and the potential that God has given us. But are you really using this consciousness, or are you wasting it? This power that God has given you is a key to change your life. This power can be both destructive and constructive, depending on how you use it. If you are constantly running around with negative ideas in your head, there's not even a little bit of hope for you to live a good life. No matter how bitter it may sound, it's a fact that you have to accept. If you are living a way of life that you don't want right now, don't forget that it's because of this. But positive thoughts will add color to your life. This power not only changes your life, but also makes you the person you desire to be. Brace yourself. Now, I will share such information with you that, after hearing it, you will have a magical power in your hands. Our subconscious is connected to our soul. The current state of our soul is formed by signals we send from our subconscious, and our soul is connection point with God. The impulses we send from our subconscious to our soul reach God through our soul. The real vital adventure, the turning point of destiny, begins here. God is not interested in what you thought you have, but He gives you back twice the impulse you sent to Him. So imagine a person who stays away from negative thoughts and focuses only on joy, wealth, sustenance, and abundance. This could be you. This person has no choice not to get what they want. The successful people you know did this. The other side of this power that's not spoken about is the healing of diseases. If you think that people swallow a small pill and then get better, no, that's not how it works at all. What heals a person, what makes them sick, are the impulses transferred to their soul. It's entirely up to you whether or not to use some magical secrets in this life that God has given us. Remember, the life you will take shape within the boundaries you set for yourself. To understand this, just look at people who lead poor lifestyles. The smaller the boundaries you set for yourself, the more your life will narrows. All hardships come your way, and you can never grasp the true meaning of life. But never forget to keep your boundaries wide. Let me ask you this question. God provides you with the blessing you desire in this life. So, do you love God? It's not enough to just say I love you to truly love. And don't try to deceive yourself by doing this. This is not love. The reality of love reveals itself more through actions than words. If you truly love God, how does this love reflect in your life? If there is no reflection, it's signs that you don't love God. And why would God make a servant who doesn't love Him happy in this life? So how can you show your love for God? By loving yourself. Loving God starts with loving yourself. And you can only love yourself by improving every day. Why would God love a person who doesn't love themselves? You must love yourself. You must improve yourself so that God can see the light you radiate. Listen carefully. If a person sees no change or development between their past self and their present self throughout their life, this person is merely a walking corpse. Just as a corpse buried underground decays day by day, there is no differences between that and such person. If you're like that too, it's time to shine your lights before it's late. On this path, fears might hinder you, but that indicates you have started. But what matters is, regardless of your age, to confront these fears and enjoy the development and change you see in yourself every day. This, however, is a pleasure that not everyone experiences. When this happens, you can understand the meaning of life and get to know yourself. Because you're not the person you think you are. You are the person you don't know. Don't forget that the person you can even imagine lies within you. No one else can wake him up but you. One day, if he wakes up and takes action, you will live to heights you're afraid to imagine. Now look back. How much of what I said do you remember exactly? Which parts of this video stayed in your mind? Or are you struggling to recall them? These are completely normal and natural situations. The only thing I want to tell you is to direct the power I have been talking about towards that aspect you want to develop and change, and to overcome everything that seems impossible. The frightening aspect of this, however, is that it takes you to back your day you were born, allowing you to see everything that happened in the moment and hear everything said around you. Now you can understand that the only thing impossible in this life is your perception of something as impossible. I have a special piece of personal knowledge I want to share with those who watch it this far. If you don't put the knowledge you have gained from this video into practice soon, the consequences could be severe. Because God always knows what you hear, what you watch, and what you do. Therefore, by wasting time you can only harm yourself and yourself alone. I'm not asking you to subscribe to the channel or like this video. What I truly care about is seeing positive change in your life. All I want is for you to make your mark on this channel by leaving a message below that I have started. Remember, you are a miracle. You just don't realize it.